Hey team, got some more bad news for you. No one gives a shit about your mental health in sales. My name's Luke, I've been in the sales game for over 25 years. And trust me, I have had some fantastic months, quarters, and years. But I've also had some pretty fucking awful ones as well. So the goal of this video is to take you through what I call Outthink. We're not just outthinking the competition. We're not just outthinking AI coming to steal our jobs. We're trying to outthink ourselves, identify where things can and will go wrong, and do everything we can to mitigate that and make our lives better before we even get on the sales call. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing to talk about in sales is actually the loneliness. Sales can be quite a lonely game. Even if you're in a sales team in a corporate role, you sort of have your own number, you're in competition with your peers. It can be an awfully lonely time, especially when things aren't going so well. Similarly, if you're a hybrid or a remote closer, selling online, selling offers, whatever it is, you're on your own, you're in your bedroom, in your basement, in your office, it can be quite a lonely place to be. Next of all, we have imposter syndrome in sales. This can take the form of many different guises, but something that I see a lot is that when we do get a little bit of success and we start to make a little bit of money, we almost creep in with a little bit of self-sabotage, like we don't deserve this. In sales, you can make an awful lot of money very, very quickly, and you actually need to know how to handle that. That can have a detrimental effect. So we're going to put self-sabotage here. We're going to put imposter syndrome as well. And quite often in the online space as well, we'll see our peers posting up on Instagram how well they're doing, how much money they're making. And again, this can also make us feel pretty fucking shit if it's not quite happening for us, okay? So it's quite easy to fall into, a spiral of envy, one of the 7 deadly sins, I think. When we're looking at other salespeople that are doing better than us, okay? And you'll see quite quickly, it doesn't take very long for just 2 or 3 things start affecting us mentally. That we kind of do something called a spiral. We kind of spiral down, and so we get into this negative mindset. Things are going wrong. Confidence starts to get low. So we put confidence at the bottom. Confidence is low at the bottom. Then we start bringing that shit home with us. Maybe we're at home anyway, but then our families are kind of seeing that actually, this guy's not very happy. The stress starts to build up as well. Stress, the worry, we start worrying about money, because of course we're all in sales because we want to earn loads of money, but we're not earning money, but that guy's earning money. I'm not earning the money. We start looking for excuses, like the leads are bad, the prospects are awful. And once we get into this very, very negative cycle over here, who are the first people that are going to pick up on that when we jump on our sales call? It's absolutely our prospects, okay? And so the number one thing in sales that we need to show up on these calls for our prospects. We talked about it in a previous video. We need to have that service mindset. We need to be curious. But our prospects can tell if we're not quite right getting onto the call, okay? Our prospects have never been more skeptical. It's never been more harder to sell online. And so if we're not showing up as our best selves, all this is going to completely fuck up our chances of making any money. So what can we do to start mitigating this? Well, no one really wants to talk about it. And I'd say of all my YouTube videos, this is probably going to be the worst one, because no one actually gives a fuck about mindset, especially not the algorithm. So what are we going to do? Right, well, let's look at the first one, lonely. So let's say we are working in our team, okay? If you're new to sales, it is a strange dynamic that you might be working in a sales team, but be competing with your peers, okay? It's just the way it is. It's not a big fucking deal. It's just the way it is, okay? So you might be feeling quite lonely, but like if you have peers, like just talk to them, okay? You might have a manager, talk to them, ask them for their advice. Even if you don't want to talk about work, talk about the fucking weekend or something like that. I've been there before where I've been stuck in my own self, and I just needed to lift my head up and talk to the people around me. Interaction with other human beings is fantastic for your mental health. Okay, similarly, if you're working at home on your own, like just pick up the phone, pick up WhatsApp, message someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Just start reaching out to people and just getting those human interactions. The more interactions you have in the real world, going to better prepare you for when you're on the calls with your prospects as well. Let's also, cut out that envy shit, okay? Block people on Instagram, right? Nothing on social media is real, apart from this. This is real. I am actually really, really real here, doing some really bad handwriting on a flip chart. This is real. Everything else is not real. The Lamborghini, working on a beach in Bali, don't worry about that. Don't worry about anybody else, just worry about your own self, okay? So block that shit out. You don't need it. There's tons of apps you can actually get for your phone that are gonna block apps. My phone will not let me go on Instagram between the hours of 9 to 5 every day, because what's the fucking point? Self-awareness, huge. So when we do start to feel those things like imposter syndromes, and then psychologically we start self-sabotaging ourselves, we need to be aware, self-aware to know that we're doing it. So for me, I'd be under a lot of pressure to get a lot of deals closed, but I'd be working from home and I start cleaning the house, or I start cooking the dinner early, because I was self-sabotaging myself. I wasn't doing what the fuck I was supposed to be doing, okay? Got to catch that shit early. Money worries. I have suffered unbelievable anxiety through the worries about money. And a good friend and coach of mine, Tom Youngs, you should definitely find him on social media. He's another real guy. Don't worry about anybody else, just me and Tom. He has a wonderful way of articulating how the universe works. And it's something that I've bought in hugely over the last 6 months. I'm going to write universe, but what I mean is just believing that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. This time a year ago, I was having a lot of problems mentally. A lot of it was to do with money. But a year on, still here. Like nothing bad happened. It's okay, the universe has got my back, it's got your back as well. Struggling to remember what I actually wrote down here, but confident. Again, hugely confident. We need to find the quick wins to build our confidence back up. And when we're down here and confidence is low, we need those quick wins. Those quick wins. And this doesn't have to be on a sales call, okay? This can be, I got up when my alarm went off. I picked myself up out of bed. I fucking brushed my teeth. I had a decent breakfast. Maybe I did a 10-minute walk, or I journaled something. Whatever works for you. Try these things out, okay? Start stacking those little wins in your life, and then they will transfer on to your sales calls. And again, the better you are turning up mentally, your prospects are going to pick up on that, and your sales calls can go way better. So I hope that was useful. Check out the links below. I have a ton of other free sales assets that are going to help you build your confidence, build your mindset, and just be able to outthink the competition, outthink any challenges that are going to come your way for the rest of 2025 and especially in 2026. Selling has never been harder. It's my job to make it easier. I'll see you in the next one.